Alright, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the Deaf Noodles and Rich Lux drama. Hope I'm saying that right. Anyway, they had this drama for a little bit now, like a day or two. And it all started with Ethan Klein. So Ethan Klein was making a bunch of jokes about tops and bottoms. This all originated because James Charles showed his Amazon list, and there was diapers in there for some reason, or it was on his recommended thing, whatever, not too important, right? And they were making fun of him and they being HJ, and they were saying, oh, he must be a bottom, and I don't even want to go into why their whole justification for that. Essentially, they were just making fun of him for being a bottom, or what they considered to be a bottom, or they considered him to be a bottom. Not important again. What is important is what happened afterwards. So Ethan had a call in from a gay man, right, who was telling him how, hey, these negative stereotypes about gay men are really harmful and they're really reductive, and I would really appreciate it if you would just chill out on that and not make tops and bottom jokes, or if you do, like, just chill out, And instead of heeding the advice of this man, Ethan went balls to the wall, and he got really rude with the caller, and essentially, like, after the caller was just really dismissive and was like, whatever, like, unsubscribe. And so once people started unsubscribing, he ended up coming out and apologize. And one of his main defenders, getting to the main story here, Deaf Noodles. So Deaf Noodles was pretty much his biggest defender. I don't know why he was defending him, but essentially he was calling out people and being like, oh, like, hey, this wasn't that bad. It's okay. It wasn't even that bad. And people have been calling out Deaf Noodles for, mediating Ethan for a long time now, and it's been going on for a while. I mean, even before he started beefing with Keemstar like a year or two ago, like, he's always been like, oh, Ethan, please notice me, please, I love you so much, Ethan, I'll follow whatever you say, I'll care for you no matter what, things of that nature. Just, going out of his way to be subservient to Ethan. So he decided to come out and call out Keemstar and Rich Lux. Here's the clip. Jeez.
Sponsors of various shows that he decided were too right-wing.
I want to congratulate both Rich Lux and Keemstar for falling into the alt-right pipeline and supplying motherfuckers like Gavin McInnes and Tim Stool with the narratives that they want so they can continue to work against progressive causes, which is, at the end of the day, exactly what Rich Lux and Keemstar wanted, right? But should we really be that surprised? Our enemies on the far right end up using that to hurt our very causes. The real enemy here are people like Gavin McInnes, who start hate groups, who are ultra-nationalistic, who believe in racial purity, and are actively working against progressive causes, who actually hate the LGBT community. And what we're doing by literally dragging Ethan Klein through the coals is giving people like Gavin the fodder so that he can influence people against progressive causes and the very things that we work for every single day. Now, if you think that it's a random coincidence that somebody who's on the far alt-right, nationalistic, fucking neo-Nazi wing of the spectrum is saying the same shit as Jordan Peterson and somebody who pretends to be at the center and is known for being a fucking fence sitter, then you are really out of touch, because...
Yeah, so apparently, I'm guessing that's what he means, because he wasn't really too clear on what he meant when he said that. I'm thinking that, like, okay, so basically, people have been calling him out, right? More so, I would say, from a conservative standpoint. They've been like, hey, like, Ethan made his own bed, which, I mean, in the most literal sense, just, he shouldn't have been that rude to the guy on the call, but, like, people have been saying that Ethan sort of lost the plot, blah, 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 just sort of forsook, I guess would be the past tense of forsaken, forsook his old fans, moved on, and these new fans are more woke, more mobby, and they attacked him, and he deserves it because he went over to the other side. And apparently Deaf Noodles thinks that is the fault of YouTubers like Rich Lux and Keemstar, and that they caused all of this, which is ridiculous. In fact, Rich Lusk came out today in a video and was like, "Hey, I don't know what the alt-right pipeline is." And in fact, he said that he thought that it was a keyboard command. He didn't know. He's really not involved in politics at all. And he said, left wing, right wing. I'm in the taco party, something like that. Like he's not trying to like work against progressive causes just because he called out Ethan Klein. What Ethan Klein did was completely wrong, right? You can't just again, he was very rude. You can't just treat people like that. People, if you go outside right now, if you were to get up and go outside right now and talk to somebody the way Ethan was talking on that call, and look it up for yourself, because it's really kind of cringy. Don't want to show it here again. And anyway, nobody will like that. Nobody likes to be talked to that way. He was being demeaning and condescending. Anyway, I digress. Hopefully I'm using that word right. Rich kept saying like, hey, like this is like damaging to my image. Like if people like attach this label to me and they say that, oh, I'm like a racist or something, like that'll affect me money wise. Like sponsors, people don't want to sponsor somebody that has that type of label on them. And when you have this like far right label on you, especially when you're not a part of that and you're not involved in politics, that can really hurt you. And Rich even said like, hey, I would like an apology because I didn't do anything wrong. I just called him out. And he said that he felt like he sort of said that like because he was like a gay man. Well, he is a gay man. It's not like he's like a gay man. He called it out because it's something that affects his community, right? And just saying that Ethan's just an ally doesn't cover up for all the stuff that he's done, right? And he even called him out. He was like, hey, I haven't seen any donations to like the LGBTQ like homeless shelters in LA when you have all this money. In fact, the day after you did all this stuff, you dropped a merch line, and that he's talking to Duff Noodles. Like if Jeffree Star did that same type of thing, he'd be on the story immediately. Like Jeffree Star drops merch line, completely insensitive. And that's the angle he would take. And if you've watched any of his content, you know that if it was Keemstar that did that, he would go ballistic. But because it's his buddy, his guy, the guy he looks up to so much in this industry, right? Ethan Klein, he's gonna defend him to the last, no matter what. He can let his reputation tank. He doesn't care as long as he knows Ethan can see him defending him. And my question is, why do this? Because now you've lost goodwill towards yourself, and even with this Rich Lux video, I keep saying his name wrong. Like that's gonna bring even more negative attention to you, right? Like people who didn't even know about this whole situation are now gonna learn about it and be like, I don't really like this Death Noodles guy. I'm gonna steer clear of him. But hey, maybe Death Noodles doesn't care and he feels like this is the right thing. I don't know why, and I don't know what'll come of his channel. That'll be really interesting to see in the coming months. I don't think he's gonna like lose all of his subscribers, but I do think that some of the fandom that he had, like the level of fandom, I want to say, that he had towards like 2020 mid lockdown, where like everybody was like a big fan of him, that you could see like that sort of dies down. It's even died down now, and it seems like it could just continue to die down more and more and more, like because of his obsessions with people like Keemstar and Rich Lusk. Essentially, I'm trying to get across here that Death Noodles keeps making bad decisions, and those bad decisions keep catching up with him, and at some point he's gonna have to sort of have a sit down talk with himself and say, what am I doing here? But yeah, that's what I'm gonna leave you with. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.